that's a tremendous looking trophy.
Welcome to Platinum Explosion, episode 71. I am Dylan Blake, host. Joining me today, Ashley Hobley.
Hey Dylan, how are you feeling this week?
I'm hopefully going to have to edit out 0 coughs. Which, I'll say, last week, it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, it wasn't like an hour or two, you know.
No.
Because I was smart enough to write down.
You took comprehensive notes.
Yes, as I was going, I was making sure to write down. However, you were there, obviously, because you were on an episode. And they were full. I left the room to get a drink, you know, there was like 30 seconds.
What? You're breaking the illusion, Dylan.
Yeah, that's true. I shouldn't be mentioning it to anyone. But I was like, that podcast was just like, cut out this, cut it. When you looked at it in Audition as I'm editing it, it was cut a lot. Is what it was cut a lot. There were sections of silence all over the place. It was something. What a wreck.
Yeah. Good times.
But we survived. We're here this week for episode 71. The official hashtag make Platt Kieran again podcast.
Who?
Yeah. It's funny because I feel like if you only listen to Platinum Explosion, Kieran quit.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like, Nick quit, Kieran quit.
Oh, Nick was on a couple of weeks ago.
He was on a couple of weeks ago, but if the Explosion Network's world to you is solely this podcast, once there was 7, now there is 2. Yeah. It's come down many.
Yeah.
No, Kieran's still alive, in case you're not keeping up.
He's okay.
He just doesn't want to be on the show anymore.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's how I took it.
That's how I took it also.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm going to leave it. Let's jump into some gaming news.
Okay.
First piece I have for you, Ash, is important to you because it's a game you finished.
Yeah.
This comes from the sixth axis.com. Ni No Kuni 2's free adventure pack DLC is out in August. The adventures of Ni No Kuni 2's Boy King are set to continue next month, while the adventure pack announced for release on 9th of August. The DLC is the first of a few expansions coming to the game, but where the others will be part of a season pass, the adventure pack is a free addition. It's designed to add extra challenge to the game for experienced players, adding extra floors to the faraway forest, which will reward you with new costumes for Evan and other characters. Does this excite you as someone who's finished?
No, not really.
Yeah, I did. I was reading it like, I don't know if this is going to excite anyone particularly. What is the faraway forest? Like,
I have no idea. I guess it's part of the map.
Okay.
It doesn't remind me of... Yeah, it's not... This was months ago.
Yeah.
Why are they only just announcing this now? The game came out like 5 months ago.
Well, they were supposed to be putting out... I mean, there was a season pass from day one.
Yeah.
And I remember weeks ago reading a forum somewhere of people being like, where the fuck is the DLC or an announcement or, you know, anything? I mean, most games these days, and then people complain about it, but, you know, they stick a pamphlet in the fucking box of here is literally
what we're going to do.
The DLC is going to be, you know? When I got South Park, what was the last one called? The
Fractured Butthole.
I don't know how I forgot that.
Yeah.
The Fractured Butthole, like that had a thing in it straight away. That's like, here's some game art of what it's going to be. Here's the name of the 2 DLCs, etc., etc., etc. But for this, they were just kind of like, we're just going to keep quiet for a while, not really mention much. So this is a free DLC coming, I believe, to tide people over while they've been complaining. It's also adding 2 new bosses called Blackheart and Zeta, if you care about fighting more bosses.
Okay.
The most important, this just all seems like filler.
Yeah, pretty much.
To me, there's no like big story.
Yeah. You never got around to finishing it though, right?
No.
So I'm not sure how they do story DLC, unless it takes place after the events of the end. But the end kind of...
Well, it'll probably just like... Is there like... If you reload your save after you've beaten the game, is it one of those like right before you walk through the door to the final boss kind of saves? Yeah, so I presume the DLC you'll only be able to access it up till that last save point or something.
Yeah,
Would
I
make
guess so.
sense, I guess. Because that's like a JRPG trope kind
yeah.
of the big last final door, and then once you beat the boss, you could, when you reload your save, it just brings you back to that last save point before the boss. And if there was ever DLC or anything else to do, it's always, well, you gotta
Yeah. So I
start
guess
this before this.
a side quest suddenly pops up all of a sudden.
Yeah, you never knew about it.
A random stranger pops up.
It's not even really any different to like Fallout 3 had all this DLC, and I mean, spoilers for Fallout 3, it's really fucking old now, but the last mission of that game can cause your character to die, right? So all of the DLC for that was basically reload the save point before the final level, and then, a new radio frequencies led me to this new mission that I hadn't fucking found for the 200 hours I'd previously been playing this game miraculously. And off we go on the new side quest. They will be in winter. That's American winter. So what's that? What's that for us? What's American winter? Australia.
Summer.
Okay.
So December.
In summer, they'll be getting a new puzzling dungeon full of challenges and powerful enemies, while the third DLC won't appear until 2009, but will expand
2009? Jeez.
19, sorry. 2019. And that one is apparently going to expand the story. Okay. And by expand the story, we're pretty much saying it's going to expand the story before the end of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you reckon you'll pick it? Do you reckon there's any other DLCs that could interest you to go back?
I don't know.
Like
I'll wait to see the critical reception. I mean, I could still go get back and get that platinum.
Platinum,
I mean, it's not. There's
Like,
a lot of guides and
like
stuff, but
yeah, I don't think it's, from what I gathered, it was too hard. It was just time consuming.
did you get the season pass as part of the collector's edition that you bought?
I have no idea. I cannot remember.
You would think so for the amount of money that you paid for that.
You would think so, but you would be caught off guard quite often and find that those really expensive collector's editions often are like, here's fucking literally everything but the stuff for in the game, like a season pass code or anything like that. As far as I'm concerned, all of those fuck off expensive collector's editions should always come with
A season
the
pass.
season pass codes. Yeah, because it just seems to make sense to me, but whatever. All right, moving on. Guacamelee 2 is out next month. Did you play the first Guacamelee?
Yeah, I did. I didn't finish it. I got most of the way through, but
I did not finish it either.
it was pretty solid. I enjoyed it.
Did you get stuck or did you just die out?
I think I just died out. Yeah,
Yeah, got
it
sick
just
of
got
it.
sidetracked. Yeah.
I will tell a story now because it is a story I'm ashamed of.
Okay.
But I feel like it's a story, one of those stories that you should tell to clear your soul, and it's a good example of what you shouldn't do, and something that I would not do these days at all anymore. I was laying on my bed playing Guacamelee on my Vita. That's where I decided to play the game on my PS Vita. And I don't know what boss I got stuck on. It was probably, I don't know, like the third, fourth, something like that.
Yeah.
And this was years and years ago, obviously. The first Guacamelee came out ages ago now. I can't even remember. But I got so angry fighting this boss that I chucked my Vita across the room. Well, I chucked it at the end of my bed. It bounced off my bed and smashed into my wardrobe door. The Vita survived. God bless that beautiful machine.
Indestructible.
Indestructible. Won't die. It's clinging on for dear life currently. It survived. Then I got so pissy. I did one of the worst things you can do on social media in a fit of anger is I opened up Twitter and I tweeted some shit at fucking Drinkbox. Now, I can't remember exactly what it said, but it was not nice. It was some shit like, fuck your fucking game, this level's fucked. Like, this is an outrage, broken ass mechanics. I was doing number one gamer rage, worst case scenario of blaming my unskilled ass on the studio or the developer, and I'll tweet that shit directly at them. And I remember this because I'm ashamed of it, and I just want everyone to know, because that's exactly what you shouldn't do. Don't tweet shit like that at developers.
Terrible.
It's just some nasty shit. I'm not too excited for Guacamelee 2 personally, simply because my time with that game ended with me terribly, and I never finished it. And Guacamelee 2 to me just looks like more of the same. And I had my fair share of the first one to the point where I didn't actually want more of it. Bad memories, so I don't particularly care. But it's coming out August 21st, PS4 and Steam at the moment.
Yeah.
Vita got fucked, unfortunately.
It probably just doesn't run on the Vita.
Well, there was. I'll bring up the story now because I was reading it just before. I don't know if I copied it into my notes here. It was posted like 2 days ago. I just somehow didn't see it. No, it was on Kotaku. Did you see this? Did you see? Oh no, I'll try and find it. I'll try and find it because it didn't save. Talk about this while I find it.
Talk about what?
I'm introducing it, Ash. This one I found interesting.
Okay.
I don't try and drag in older political stories unless I feel like there's something, particularly interesting. This one dumbfounds me. Now, 8 months and months ago, this whole Quantic Dream law case started, and I don't believe I ever brought it up. We've talked about it because at the time I was like, what are we going to say? What's there to say, really? It's a thing that's happening. I don't feel like it needs to be commented on by people who don't
Too uninvolved.
Too uninvolved, yeah. But now that it's kind of come around to be not resolved, but out the other end, it is interesting. So this comes from sixaxis.com. The Detroit Become Human developer Quantic Dream have lost a court case brought by a former employee. It appears that offensive pictures, including Nazi, racist, sexist, homophobic, and pornographic imagery, were circulated through the company, sometimes with employees' faces photoshopped into the pictures. At the time, Quantic Dream's David Cage said he was shocked at the allegations, a statement that was undermined somewhat as some of the 600 plus images found their way online as the French national press investigated Quantic Dream. In response, Quantic Dream have begun anti-liberal proceedings against the publications. Now, the reason I didn't talk about it originally when it came up was because it was, hearsay. What's the hearsay?
She said, he said.
Yeah, it was still in the court.
Well, hearsay.
Now, the court, they have lost the case.
Yeah.
So, and the reason I find this whole story dumbfounding is for anyone who's played Detroit Become Human, it is a game that is so on the nose with its story about racism and, any sort of undermined, minority, whatever you want to call it. It is so on the nose with that as part of its storytelling that I find the idea of the studio that developed that game to be running so rampant with sexist, racist images, whatever else. I don't understand. I literally don't understand.
I guess if you're not putting it into something, you've got to put it into something else. Is the only rationale I could have, but
it just it doesn't make any sense. So they're literally sitting around working on this game, writing script, code, whatever else, art, coming up with characters for this game that is so on the nose. Let me repeat, if you haven't played fucking Detroit, and this is one of my problems with it, is it's so on the nose with its themes. And then they're like, and on my second monitor, Photoshop some racist, sexist,
Nazis.
Fucking shit. Yeah, and let me just email that around to
everybody else in the company.
To everybody. Yeah. I don't understand. And the other interesting tie-in I found for this story this week was, it's not really gaming related, but to bring it in with the whole James Gunn thing and all that sort of stuff that's been happening.
Yeah.
Twitter getting people in trouble with their overarching big company.
Yeah, with their employers.
the employers. I find it interesting that there's no point ever where Sony's like, bye, Quantic. Don't know you, have nothing to do with you, like they're just like, whatever.
Yeah. The French.
The French. Yeah. They're funny with their racism and homophobic comics. Great. French dudes. But apparently this is the first time, and I didn't even know about this. Like, they've got in trouble. They've lost court cases before this, and settled them out of court and stuff with previous employees suing them for bad work. Quantic Dream, by all accounts, from everything I've read recently, sounds like a terrible place to work.
Unless you're someone who likes that kind of thing. If you're into spreading. Clearly enough people to be spreading it around, and I mean, only one person was in the court case trying to get their dismissal or whatever the term is. So I assume everybody else at that company is perfectly fine with it.
Well, you can assume that, but I mean, with stories like this circulating, if I was still playing Detroit at the moment, I would, especially after reading that they've lost the case, I'd be sitting there playing Detroit kind of like confused, I would say. I don't know if I couldn't help but have this story in the back of my mind the entire time I'm playing the game. Like, what? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like if Woody Allen made an anti, like sexual assault movie or something.
A movie about not having sex with your daughter. Yeah.
Yes. If Woody Allen, It's like if Donald Trump made a movie about not grabbing pussy.
About being respectful to women, yeah.
Yeah.
And being a good president, yeah.
Yeah, it's like if these things happen. And I mean, I might be jumping too far here. I don't know exactly what the Quantic Dream, but the point stands. It's just, you do that, but then you're doing that in real life. I don't really understand. All right, let's move on. I got this story up that deleted itself off my fucking notes. So this is from Kotaku. And the title of it is simply, developer releases Vita game with easy trophies so, quote, a lot of people buy it. Which straight away I saw and I was like, yes, I need to read that. Yes, that's up this show's alley. Yes, that's up my alley. Now, the person they're interviewing is, I can't fucking, when I can find his name here. Don't really say it straight away. But the game is Little Adventure on the Prairie, which I do have the platinum in twice. And I think I talked about it briefly on this show at some point this year. It was this year I got the platinum.
Sounds familiar.
It takes you about an hour to grab the platinum. It is a really bad looking, really crappy running. I mean, overall, it is the definition of a crap game. Now, all you do is walk from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen, jump every now and then, and swing your sword up and down like a fucking idiot. It's not good. And then if you complete the level, you do it again a couple times. Eventually, you beat the game. You've got every trophy, platinum done. And you can do it on the Vita and PS4. And I remember when I got it, at the start of the year or whenever it was, I don't think it was even on sale. It's just, like, the game's a couple bucks, not on sale. So you can't really lose money. It's easy platinum. And it's marketed at that value, I now know, purposely. Because at the time when this game's out, you kind of do wonder, did someone really think this was a good game? Did someone honestly...
Yeah.
Like why is this here? Why does this game exist? But then the dude, or it's just come out and straight away being like, no, it's a shit game. So, it says here, so the programmer is, I'm going to fuck someone, look, Salim Al-Ghanem. That's my attempt. I apologize in advance. A 24-year-old programmer from Qatar? How the fuck do you say that?
Qatar.
Place? Qatar? Is that it?
Yeah. I assume so.
Yeah. So he admits straight away. He told Kotaku in an email that he originally ported the game to 3DS because he wanted to get more experience working with the handheld's development kit. He and a handful of other people at his makeshift indie studio, Infinite Madar, was eager to get experience that they can apply to their upcoming game, a turn-based RPG called Chromia, which is the main game that they want. Porting the game to Vita wasn't intended as a science project, though. It was about getting some quick cash. That was straight up. Let's make a shitty game with easy trophies because people like
that.
Dylan Blight will buy the game twice and fund the game we want. And he says, quote, everything was going great until we had some money issues. Then a friend of mine suggested to release the game on the PS4 and Vita and add an easy platinum to it with a cheap price. This way, a lot of people would buy it and would get the funding we need for our game. Now, earlier this week, True Trophies, a site tracking millions of PSN trophies information, shared a comparison of its data from the year the Vita was released compared to 2018. The list, this is the top-selling Vita games from 2012. Uncharted Golden Abyss, Gravity Rush, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, MotorStorm RC, Need for Speed Most Wanted, Sound Shapes, Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed, Persona 4 Golden, Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
AAA games.
What? And they're like legit.
Big franchises and...
Yeah, there's no really overarching theme. It's just, here are some big games on the Vita, I guess. The list looked fine. Now, let me read you the list from 2018's top selling, Ash. Vita games. Little Adventure on the Prairie at number 1. Midnight Deluxe. Inksplosion. Shout out to that game, of course, having the platinum called Platinum Explosion. Energy Invasion. Super Distraught DX. Pick a Pix Color. Devious Dungeon. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. Code Realize Future Blessings. Kimi no Hitomi and Ni Hit Me. What does that list say to you?
They've got more interesting names.
They sure do. They've got one of the best games of all time with Explosion on it. That's what it has going for it. But I mean, really, it just tells a tale. Apart from I have no idea what the fuck Kimi no Hitomi, whatever that is. Code Realize, I think that's a legit thing on here. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, that's a legit thing. And then everything up from that is trophies.
Pretty much.
So 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10 maybe, or we don't know what Kimi no Hitomi, whatever, is just people just buying games on the Vita solely for trophies. And I gotta admit, basically all I've played my Vita for in the last 12 months, the only times I've picked it up and played things on it, apart from one time, has been solely to play easy platinum games on it. And this story tells a tale that is, you're not alone, Dylan. You are most definitely not alone.
It's what's keeping the Vita alive.
It legit appears to be the only thing keeping the Vita alive. So it says, Ganim, one day, I won't offend people with my pronunciations of their names. That day,
far away.
Today. It's very fucking far away. Explained the only requirement to get a platinum trophy into his game was including a certain number of lesser trophies, bronze, silver, and gold, each intended to correspond to the level of difficulty involved in earning them, have a point value, and once a certain threshold is crossed, the game is eligible for a platinum trophy. Which, I mean, still to this day, I don't understand, and I don't know if Sony understands their own trophy system. Because games like this, and this is what tells the tale. This is a developer going in, wanting to get a platinum, and knowing how to fill out the form. I don't know if it's, the form, the fucking Google Doc, whatever they're filling out to send back to Sony. This is someone going in straight away like, I want a platinum trophy, and they're purposely filling it in correctly, ticking the dots they know they need to get that platinum trophy. And then you hear stories from other developers whose games, they're just putting their games out there and they don't get a platinum trophy on their game, who probably deserved a platinum trophy, especially compared to games like this. But they're not going in purposely trying to get their game to have a platinum, so they don't fill out the proper, tick the right things here, there, whatever, to get it on this form, is what it seems. And Sony isn't really I mean, Sony's obviously not checking the games enough to be like, this game solely exists for fucking trophies. Adding trophies to Little Adventure took a little over a week. Making the game cross-buy was also imperative, since the trophy list can be different for the same game across both PS4 and Vita. This way, someone can buy the game once and effectively get twice as many trophies. Fucking spot on, Bevan. Just over 8,000 of PSN profile users who own the game on PS4, and almost half of them have gotten the platinum on the Vita version as well. Little Adventure only costs $2.45 on PS4 and $2.65 on Vita. They're picking up those extra couple cents of the Vita version there. For an hour's time and a couple of bucks, any player is guaranteed 2 platinums. Quote, we did get a good amount of funding from it. He apparently wouldn't offer to go into specific numbers of how much money they made from the game, though. So, but I honestly have no idea whether. And when I read that story, when I was reading it before, I had no idea if I should be like, "Good on you," or "This is sad."
Yeah,
because I'm part of the problem. You know, like you tell me what you think, Ash. You're
is you kickstarted that video game. And you got your reward beforehand, and you're not going to get whatever the funding. I guess it's not like Kickstarter at all.
You know what you've done?
What?
Just then is you've solved the problem, and you've done that thing that I do in my mind. You know when you talk yourself into buying something?
Yeah.
You know when you're like, you're like, well, you know, I need it because blah, blah, blah. Like anytime you make a big purchase, you kind of talk yourself through it or whatever. Like for instance, when I was buying my laptop. How many billions of dollars this fucking Mac cost? I'm sitting there like, oh, it's a lot of money, but like, you know, use it for Explosion Network content when I'll go to cons, blah, blah, you know, it'll help with it. And to be fair, all this turned out to be 100% true because it is
100% true.
it was well worth every dollar as far as I'm concerned. But at the time of buying it, it was that like, oh, but and you do that whole, and you just did that for me, for this, but it wasn't in my head.
Crazy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Fucking hell. All right, let's move on to the only big story of the week. Nickelodeon Kart Racers.
Ooh.
Coming to consoles this
Mario
holiday
Kart killer.
season.
The Mario
Kart killer. It's 100% right. So,
for a start, it's on all platforms. So, is Mario Kart on all platforms? I don't think so.
You're damn right it's not.
That's right.
You've already got him. You've already got him. But give me your initial reaction. Because I saw this story, right? And straight away, I'm legit like, fuck yes. Because I don't need it to run as well as Mario Kart. If it's a 7 out of 10 game with Nickelodeon properties, I'm fucking gonna have a great time. You know, I'm sold. I'm legit excited for this game. I'm not sitting here like Spider-Man, like, yeah, that's gonna be great. It's gonna be such a great time. Can't wait to have it. It's gonna blow my fucking mind. But I'm excited for a Nickelodeon kart racer. Now, this comes from 2 points of view. Firstly, I grew up with a lot of Nick shows, so that's exciting. And B, I quite enjoy kart races, which I think, you know, I enjoy a good kart racer. The best of all time is Crash Team Racing, not Tag Team Racing. Fuck that one. Crash Team Racing is the best kart racer of all time. What's your vote for the best kart racer of all time?
I'm partial to Diddy Kong Racing. That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, you're one of these guys.
It's the first one that came to mind. So
one of these people, I see. Okay, but how do you feel about this? Are you legit?
I feel like yes. I've seen this before. So there was a Nicktoons racing game in 2000. So
right, who made it?
Pipe Dream.
No idea.
No,
what console was
or
this on?
Software Creations. It was developed by Hasbro.
Oh, Hasbro.
Hasbro.
Yes, I've heard of them.
Yeah, they must have had the license. Well, they published it.
Was this on PS2?
PS1 and Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color.
Technology's come far.
Yeah.
You can do Tommy's nappy better these days.
Yeah. But yeah, and apparently there was a racing one in Nicktoons Winners' Cup racing for PC in 2006. And then another Nicktoons racing called Nicktoons Nitro in 2009 that was exclusively for the arcade.
The fuck?
I know, right?
I know how I feel about arcade ones, but I need this in my house. Now, the only things confirmed for it so far are SpongeBob SquarePants, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Rugrats, and Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to go through a list of Nick properties and turn this PlayStation podcast into a
Nickelodeon explosion.
Yeah, we're going to turn it into Nickelodeon explosion. So we're gonna go through some Nickelodeon properties. You're going to tell me how you feel about them, if you've watched them, etc.
Yep.
And there is going to be little to no video game talk for the rest of the show. Sorry to tell you, but it's part of the game. We're talking about the game, all right?
Yeah.
SpongeBob SquarePants. Let's start with one of the OG Nick stars, I suppose.
Or the longest running, I guess.
Longest running shows. Currently on season
Forever.
11, according to what I've got in front of me. Wikipedia.
Really?
Started in 1999.
And only 11 seasons? That can't be right.
Well,
They had a break, I think.
Episode. Yeah, what it hasn't. It doesn't have a season airing at the moment for 2018. It says. Oh wait, no, it does. Fucking hell, it's confusing. 241 episodes. How do you feel about SpongeBob? What's your history of SpongeBob?
I've watched a little bit. I mean, I don't love it. I mean, the memes are solid, but that's about it.
The memes are solid. That's almost like 2018 thing to fucking say.
Yeah.
Oh dear. I don't have like a huge love for SpongeBob. However, I did grow up watching a lot of SpongeBob, but I never hit the. As I got older, it wasn't one of those shows that I kind of wanted to keep watching, or I would see and have great nostalgia for, I guess. And as a kid, sometimes shows were too weird for me. You know?
Yeah.
At whatever age, let's say a little 10-year-old Dylan or whatever the fucking age I was, early 2000s, would have been, about 10, I guess, when I was watching this first. Sometimes shows are too weird, and SpongeBob was sometimes simply too weird for me. So, would you want... Now, you're going to forget, as we go along, you're going to forget who's already been in this game, who's already been announced for the game.
Yep.
You're going to say yes or no. Would you want SpongeBob in the Nick Racing game?
I mean, he has to. He's like the face of Nickelodeon for the last decade and a half. So
yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. I love him or hate him. I feel like you've got to have him in it. All right. Now, next one I've never fucking heard of in my life. The Loud House. Do you know what this is?
No.
So the answer is no, I don't want this in the Nick thing. The Adventures of Kid Danger is a new show. So, moving on. Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Or
yes.
just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, whatever way. But that's their most recent one, so. How do you feel about the Turtles?
They need to be in everything.
They need to be in everything.
Yeah.
Even this new version that we haven't really watched, apart from when we did a react to the thing.
Maybe the last version.
Okay. So you want Turtles in the game?
Yeah.
Yes, I want Turtles in the game also.
I want them to have the big powered the turtle truck or whatever it's called.
Turtle
like in the
truck?
movie. You know, it's like a garbage truck.
Oh, yeah. I feel like that's...
unnecessarily large.
Yeah, I was about to say it's maybe a bit too
Maybe
much
overpowered, yeah.
Yeah, a bit OG in the game, I think. Doug.
Doug, yes.
Yes?
Doug's good. Yeah. He wears a green sweater. He's a Quail Man.
That's that's the way you like him?
Yeah. He's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good show back in the day.
Do you want him in the game?
Sure.
All right.
What? Yeah. More the merrier.
I don't have soft spot for Doug, and I don't feel like his bald head fits in this game particularly well. Get out of here, Doug. Rugrats.
Yes, they all need to be in that game.
All of them.
All of them.
How many is that? One or one?
Like
twins,
6.
3, 4, 5. Yeah, probably like 6.
Well, at least Tommy, Chucky, and Angelica.
Are they your main ones?
Those are the bare minimum. I mean,
you're like, fuck the ethnic girl. And the twins.
you can have Phil and Lil, and then it's like a skin that you switch between. If one has the bow and then one doesn't, yeah.
Look, Ash, just because you're our ethnic guy,
I mean,
just because you fill a quota doesn't mean you can take one away.
I mean, if they want to have, I don't even. She wasn't like a regular.
No, she was after a point. I
think.
Whenever I think back,
oh no, you're thinking of. I'm thinking of somebody else. You're thinking of like Chucky's stepsister.
I can't.
Is that what happened?
The complete relation, but I swear it was like one day they were like, "Show's too white, eh?" Like, you gotta chuck someone in there.
Yeah.
Do something about this. This is just too much. But we've got a dinosaur. No, like realistic.
Oh, Reptile needs to be in this game as well.
Yeah, you're just like a fuck. I forgot.
Maybe just like a Reptile World track. That'd be cool.
Oh, that's definitely going to be a Reptile track.
Yeah.
Has to be. Yeah, Rugrats is definitely making it into the game. Rocco's Modern Life.
Yeah. Rocco's good. I can't remember much of it, but...
I'll chuck Rocco into the yes category solely because it's Australian. So
yeah, he's a wallaby.
Yeah. So Rocco makes it in. Are real monsters?
Yes, they need to be in the game. It was a solid show.
They're weird.
It is weird.
It's very weird. It freaked me out as a kid.
Yeah.
Eyes on hands and all sorts of weird shit happening.
And skinny.
Yeah.
Growing and...
Although they're iconic to Nick, so...
Yeah, they're iconic.
I say
for
yes.
Era. Yeah.
They can make it to the game. Hey, Arnold.
Yeah, the football head guy needs to be in the game.
Is that really what you think when you think Arnold?
It's called football head all the time.
I know, but that's so mean to say.
But all of them are like based on... I think I read somewhere that they're all based on like shapes of different things. All the character designs.
I don't know about that. Some of the kids are pretty normal looking. Like,
well, clearly that's a normal looking shape that they're based on.
Did you have much experience with Arnold as a kid?
I do remember seeing a lot of it. I just can't remember any of it. It's like so long ago.
Loved it.
Yeah.
But maybe this is where we could be doing a whole like age gap difference thing too as well. So this is another thing. So Hey Arnold. And the Hey Arnold movie, shout out to the Hey Arnold movie as well. It's a fucking all-time classic. A couple of years ago, I had a busting urge to watch that fucking movie. Track that sucker down on eBay DVD because you couldn't stream it anywhere. Fuck yes. What a movie. Hey Arnold was one of those shows. Now, there were 2 shows as a kid that I'd watch and I'd wish that was my life. Number 1 was Hey Arnold. Well, in no particular order. Hey Arnold, because he had the fucking coolest room.
Yeah,
he would when he went into his room, like that attic thing or whatever else, and it was like some sci-fi shit, but wasn't unrealistic. Like as a kid, you would be, oh man, I want that. I remember once we was moving houses when I was younger, and I ran straight to the house we was checking out, and I'm looking for my Hey Arnold room that I can be like, Mum, Dad, this is the one. Yeah, because I have the attic room thing, but
yeah.
You know, show's American. We don't really have.
No, we don't really have attics that
we don't really have attics that go into.
I don't know why. I mean, it's just space that you're not using.
I mean,
or is it just like an insulation thing? Insulation.
I think it must be because all Australian houses.
It's just too hot here to have an attic.
Yeah, I think so.
You need to use that space to ventilate.
But I've always liked the idea of attics, though.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. It is a waste of space when you think about it, yeah. Like, up in my attic currently, there's a few things stored up there.
Maybe
Christmas stuff.
Our roofs are just too flat.
Too flat?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like this is something that really needs to be investigated. I suppose it's a very quick Google search, but I'm not going to do that on the show.
No.
I could, because I spent a hot minute before looking for that Kotaku story. But the point is, I want to leave it a mystery.
I did do a search to check if I could watch the Hey Arnold movie, and it is currently streaming on that Prime Video.
Oh, is it on Prime now?
Yeah.
Nice. Didn't have that shit a couple years ago. Look how far technology's come.
Yeah.
I can stream the Hey Arnold movie. That's like my bar for how far technology's come. Could I stream the Hey Arnold movie years ago? No. Can now? Yes. That's how far we've come, Mr. fucking Spaceman. Mr. Elon Musk. Fuck you.
What?
The other show that I loved and I wish was my life was Recess.
Okay.
Did you ever watch Recess?
Yeah, I've watched Recess.
Oh my god, and the Recess movie, I fucking tracked that thing down on DVD too.
Of course you did.
Oh my god, it's so good. Recess was so cool. It was because it was the school I wish I went to. It's because you had all the cliques in the schoolyard, and they had like these cool fights. And I don't know, the show was very violent, I feel, but it was cool. Everyone had their own little teams and things and cliques. It just seemed like a really cool school. And I wanted to live that life. I wanted my school to be the Recess playground, not whatever fucking playground I'd sit in and just use my Game Boy link cable to trade Pidgeys for Rat-a-Tats, Like, who wants that shit happening? I want to be playing dodgeball and shit. And when they play dodgeball in those American cartoons, they play fucking dodgeball. When I played dodgeball at my primary school, it was just like wussy dodgeball.
No.
It wasn't right.
It wasn't Dodgeball, the movie Dodgeball.
No, it definitely wasn't Dodgeball, the movie Dodgeball. I have a Kablam. Do you know what this is? I don't know what the fuck that is. Moving on. The Angry Beavers.
Yes, need to have some Angry Beavers. Even just so we can all laugh at the sexual innuendo.
Yeah, the sexual innuendo. Yeah, I think the Angry Beavers are straight away. Yeah. I got no arguments. Cat Dog.
Yes, just so I can see how the cat dog
well
drives the
cart. I was thinking about this the other day when the news story got announced.
Yeah.
You have to do it as a dual cab motorcycle.
I guess, because otherwise one of them's going to be stuck down.
Yeah.
Working the pedals.
So dual cab motorcycle, and the other one just kind of slinkies over and sits in that,
Yeah.
Hovels what would be the ass, but it's really the middle of the body, kind of downward a bit into the carriage, and then sits comfortably, I guess.
And
now, who's driving?
Uses the weapons. Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, I've solved it.
Yeah.
So I don't know how far along they are of this game. I saw it got rated by the official Australian classification board the other day.
If you need any ideas, BAM Tag or Game Mill Entertainment, we're here. Hit us up.
I think you finished the game, but DLC.
mail@explosionnetwork.com.
Thank you very much. So Cat Dog definitely has to be in the game. There's no arguments about Cat. I feel like we're going to get to the stage where there's going to be 50 characters in the game, but it's fine.
That should be.
There's a lot of Nickelodeon characters to love.
Yeah.
The Wild Thornberries.
Yes. They need to be in the van.
They need to be in the van. Can you do a Nigel Thornberry impression?
No. I can't even. It's been so long since I've seen it. I can't even remember. Yeah.
Liza. Is that her name? I can't remember. She was like Liza or Lizzie or fucking something like that. I can't even remember. You know what a great movie is, Ash?
Yeah.
The Rugrats cross
Wild
Thornberries movie. What a classic all-time American film. Should be inducted into the Hall of Fame. All of the Wild Thornberries make it. If we can only take one or two, though, which are we picking? Because I'm saying the baby comes. What the fuck is that thing's name?
The
Tommy, Jobby, fucking something?
Donnie.
Donnie, close.
Yep.
All right, Donnie, and I say Donnie and the main girl, Liza or whatever. I can't.
Eliza,
whatever.
yeah.
Is it Eliza?
Yeah, it is.
Fucking hell. Do you see how good my Nick knowledge pool is coming in right now? Like, it's not hitting it. It's not hitting the green tick, but it's getting the yellow, you're close, Dylan mark.
Yep.
Whew.
And then Nigel third.
Yeah, Nigel third. Yeah.
And then Darwin the chimp fourth.
Yeah. And then we don't care about the mum, I'm sorry.
Probably the sister, then the mum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry. All right. The fairly odd parents.
Fairly Odd Godparents.
Odd parents.
Did
you ever watch this?
I'm aware of it. I haven't watched much of it.
This might be where because this released March 30th, 2001.
Yep.
So I'm what, 10.
Okay. I'm starting high school.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm born 92.
Yeah. That's not
So you got to
Just a little bit of a gap.
Yeah. It's one of those things that when you're kids, you don't realize how because high school and primary school, are only X amount of years.
Yeah.
But you're like, how big a difference can a couple years make? When you're in that period of time, it can make a huge difference. When I'm 10, fucking Fairly Odd Parents is starting, oh, this show is the shit. And you're like, I'm starting high school fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, bro.
Yep.
But this show used to be on like ABC or yeah, it's probably
have to be
ABC.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I didn't have my my Nana Pop had Fox Ozstar at the time, or Foxtel now, whatever the kids would call it. They had that when I was growing up. So a lot of these shows I used to watch down there a lot when we'd go stay down there and stuff. Like Cat Dog, I used to watch a fuck ton of down there and whatever else. Recess. Some of these shows were on ABC though. Like, I know Fairly Odd Parents was, Cat Dog might have been, but it wasn't all of them. It was a mix. They only picked up a couple. And the Fairly Odd Parents was one of those shows that I know ABC showed for quite a few years. With that said, I'm going to say it doesn't need to be in the game. I don't feel like the character has as big as a grab. I don't know if it has a big attachment rate. So I'm going to say it can miss out. It's fine.
Okay.
Invader Zim. Now,
I have no history with Invader Zim.
Exact same year it came out, 2001. I'm not a big Invader Zim fan. However, I know a lot of people that were my age that loved it. I fucking loved it to pieces. To the point that, like, when I got into high school, and I mean reaching the end of high school, so, people in grade 10s through to 12 when we're going through, I still saw people with Invader Zim stuff. Kind of as that, like, I'm not a kid anymore, but this is like, if you had Pokemon stuff, you were a dork, but having Invader Zim stuff was apparently trend. Yeah, it fit that trendy category or whatever that middle ground was. So, but me personally, no. Gonna say no.
We'll include it because it's still trendy. I'm pretty sure they announced something at Comic-Con and it blew up.
Did they really?
Something.
I don't know why it was so huge, but just something about it. One I can get behind, and I wish they would bring back, is my boy, Jimmy Neutron.
Oh, Jimmy Neutron.
Do you have any history with Jimmy Neutron?
Yeah, I watched the movie like a bunch of times.
All right, because
this
came out in 2002. So this is a year later. But I suppose the difference is Jimmy Neutron, although a kid's show, kind of hit that. It was marketed at older kids, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like a kid show. It was a 12 plus, I suppose, maybe something like that. And that movie, when it came out, a couple of years into the run, I think it was before it finished.
No, I think it came out first.
Did it come out first? Oh, really? That movie is fucking cool. That movie is cool. Did they launch the show off the movie then? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But it's been a while. But Jimmy Neutron is the shit. And if there was any amount of Nickelodeon shows that I could bring back, Jimmy Neutron would be one of them. That shit was cool. That's another case of watching a character as a kid and just being like, oh. And this is the thing Nick did so well. I would see all these characters and just be like, wish that was me. You know, wish that was me. Wish that was my life. Wish my kid life was adventurous as Jimmy Neutron, boy genius.
Yeah.
So I think Jimmy Neutron has to be included in the game.
Has to. I mean, he'd have cool gadgets and stuff because he's a smart dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Have stuff shooting out of his car.
Oh, he could ride the dog, whatever its name was.
Oh, what was the dog's name, actually? That was a cool dog.
Yeah.
Cool dog. It's a cool dog. Shout out to that one Reacts thing when I played that. I'm skipping some because I've never heard of them, but Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yes, it should be in there. I don't know how they do it, but...
Now, I got to admit something. I've not watched any Avatar.
What?
I think the big reason is because it wasn't on normal TV.
Yeah. Okay.
Because, yeah. Whenever I'd flick through... Because this came out... What year? So this came out 2005. So this is coming out as I'm entering high school. And I'm not down at my my Nana Pop's house as much. You know, they're not looking after us as young kids as often anymore. So I'm not down in front of the Ozstar Foxtel box when this show is starting to launch and kick off. But I knew when I was in high school there were a lot of people who loved the show, who had, you know, Foxtel, Ozstar, whatever, who did watch it, and I'm well aware of how good it is. And they've reached a time and point where after I got my first job, before it finished airing, I think probably, or like towards the point where it was about to finish airing, or maybe it was like when Korra just started. I was like, maybe I'll buy the box set and I'll start catching up because the Korra interests me. I remember watching the first couple episodes of Korra and being like, I like this, but I feel bad for watching it because I haven't watched Avatar.
Yeah.
I know it's a spin-off, but I felt like I couldn't watch it without going back kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I thought about it and it just never happened. Do you think it fits in the game though? Because Avatar, really. Avatar doesn't fit the theme.
No, it's set in a more...
Yeah.
Maybe Korra. Korra does have like
More
mechanical
cartoony.
stuff. Like it's got cars and stuff in it, so that would make more sense.
Not the mystical...
No, it's still got mystical stuff, but they do like... They're more in the whatever industrial era.
Okay.
Than... Yeah.
So what you're telling me is we want Korra in this kart racer, not anyone from Airbender.
That would make more thematic sense.
If I was going to be a betting man, I'd say that neither make it into it because
Probably.
there's probably some weird licensing stuff with this. I haven't looked into it, but for some reason, I've just got one of those gut feelings where I'm like, Nickelodeon has all the rights to Cat Dog, Rugrats, all this other stuff. And I'm like, what is going on behind the scenes of Avatar? There has
I'm pretty
to be
sure
someone else
they've got
involved.
all the rights.
Do they? Or does like the person, is it one of those cases where like the person who created it kind of kept 10% of it?
I have no idea.
You know what I mean? Like one of those weird...
Oh, yeah, they probably don't have complete ownership over it, but they would have licensing rights.
I have nothing to back this up. This is just one of those...
Just pure speculation.
Pure speculation, yeah. And is there anything else? Yeah, so then there's got Korra, Turtles we already talked about.
What about Ren and Stimpy? We should have Ren and Stimpy in there. That'd be pretty cool.
on this list, but Ren and Stimpy are good ones.
Yeah.
Former live action comedy series is former drama, former action series. Power Rangers. No, they're not really.
No, there's no
Nickelodeon
chance
series.
of Power Rangers.
I don't feel like that's coming in. That's coming in to be a thing. I feel like we got a good list, right?
Yeah.
Oh, here, okay. I found I just we're on the PlayStation show, but yeah, I just saw Invader Zim Enter the Florpus. Was it the thing you were talking about that was announced? Doesn't have a release date yet. They also announced Rocko's Modern Life. Static Cling is a movie that's coming out this year.
Yeah, I remember hearing something about that.
1 hour animated television special based on the Nickelodeon series Rocko's Modern Life. Look, all I'm going to say, everyone, is that we're here today to tell you about the Nickelodeon kart racer And what you're finding out is Nickelodeon's back with all the series you loved as a kid. If you're
like every other animated company in the world at the moment.
Oh, come on now.
She-Ra, Thundercats.
No, look.
The 23rd iteration of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I don't know if you heard, Ash, but they ruined She-Ra by not making her fappable. Fucking hate dude, bros. They ruined the cartoon character because I cannot masturbate to it.
I just can't get it up.
I cannot get it up to the new She-Ra. Fuck you. I saw this fucking video on Twitter and I couldn't help but click on it. This dude for 20 minutes talks about how they ruined the character, and then by the end of the video, which I just flicked to the end of it, he's legit like, his last line is, what do little girls have to aspire to be anymore? And then that's a 5-second pregnant pause. He leaves you on that and you're laughing and you're like, this dude is fucking insane. And then he follows it up with, what do guys, little boys, have to look forward to? Fucking idiots. Yeah, but She-Ra's not going to be in here. All right, looking forward to this Nickelodeon Race of the Game, though. It's going to be a good
time.
Coming
to twitch.tv/Explosion Network. Day one.
Legit, probably will be coming.
The Nickelodeon kart racing open challenge.
Well, I don't think it has online, which is the only bad thing about it. It's got 4-player split screen, though, if you've got friends, which I don't, so that's fucking useless to me. It's a fucking issue. You've got to hire some friends, Ash.
Yeah. There's got to be an app for that by now.
Give me some DLC codes for friends.
or AI, I guess.
Give me some, yeah. I race against my real friends. They AI partners, Dylan. No, Mum, they're my real friends. They're my real friends. But yeah, probably will stream. The only way my mood about this game changes between now and its release, and the only reason I will not stream it, is if people get codes early or something like that, and everyone's just like, it's 4 out of 10, it runs like crap, it's absolute terrible. If reviews start coming out, fuck, I want it. Who we emailing to get a press copy?
I don't know.
Fucking give it to me. Is all I'm going to say. Someone give me an email address, we're getting it. If the reviews start coming out and the people are like, this is a 6 out of 10 or anything like that, they're like, it runs fine, but there's nothing special about it, blah, 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 blah. I'm fucking sold. We're in. As long as it runs, fine.
As long as it's not $100, yeah.
There's no way they can charge $100 for this shit. Fucking get out of fucking town. Thank you for joining us for this week's episode of What Do You Want? I mean, Platinum Explosion. Nick Explosion. What the fuck? I don't know. It was a podcast, is what it was.
Yeah, it was a podcast.
It was a podcast.
Surely there was a Nickelodeon show with an explosion in it.
You just go on Google for Apple
I don't know.
podcast. We will be cancelling Platinum Explosion soon, and we will be starting the /1 Nickelodeon Explosion podcast in the Oceanic Network. That's a joke.
That is a joke.
You can follow us on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at Vivaladil, VIVALADIL. Where can people follow you, Ash?
You can follow me on Twitter at Ashley Hobley, ASHLEYHOBLEY is a thing.
I was about to continue, but then I was like, no, I can't.
Yeah, I forgot about that bit.
He nearly forgot to
say. They had a Nicktoons baseball game.
What the fuck, really?
Yeah.
How do we miss
on
all
the
this
Wii?
shit? I've never seen any of this shit in my life.
I know.
Or heard of any of this shit. There must have been like a weird time when.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck Nickelodeon. Like when you're like mid-teens and you're not willing to give into nostalgia too hard. And you're like, I don't watch that baby shit anymore. And then you hit an age where we're at now where you're like, everything that was young was gold again. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Everything new coming out sucks. And that's when you know you're officially
old,
I suppose. Yeah. Old age starts at like 25, I guess. You can follow this show on Twitter at Platt Podcast. Please go onto iTunes, rate the show 5 stars, give us a lovely review if you can. Helps out a lot. If you don't want to rate there, we're on Stitcher. We're on other places. We're not on Google yet. We're going to try and get there. What's that other thing you can rate us on, Cole?
Podchaser.
Rate us on Podchaser. That's a thing. Or if you don't do any of that, word of mouth. #1 thing you can literally rate with is by getting someone to physically and abusively listen to the show.
Yep. Just download our podcast on their podcast application.
steal people's phones, hack into them, and download our shows.
If there's any Russian people listening,
do us a hot one while you
do us a favor. While you're hacking Donald Trump's phone.
While you're at it, can you get fucking Malcolm Turnbull out of office as well? You can join our Discord over at explosionnetwork.com/Discord. There's many different topics of conversation. You can come chat with us all in there and leave questions, topics, any of that shit for this particular show through Discord as well. Or you can email platinum@explosionnetwork.com or tweet at us. Mentioned before. This, of course, is a product of the Explosion Network, which you can find many more podcasts, articles, news, reviews, all the hot stuff, many more shows at explosionnetwork.com. Follow Explosion Network on Twitter at ExplosionPod. Until next week, go watch the Hey Arnold movie, or the Recess movie, or the Jimmy Neutron movie. Just watch any of those.
Just watch some Nickelodeon stuff.
Watch some fucking Nickelodeon. Beatbox your way over to early late nights. Every Tuesday and Friday, you can join Kieran Marchant live on twitch.tv/Explosion Network from 6:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Kieran will be there breaking down the latest in gaming news, esports, and his thoughts on the latest releases. Join him live on Twitch and chat along or chuck some questions his way. And stick around after the show as he plays some games for you. If you can't watch live, you can find early late nights on youtube.com/Explosion Network and podcasting services, including iTunes, the following day. In case you missed it, Australia now is Amazon Prime, so if you're thinking about subscribing just for the free shipping or any of the other offers they offer, you do indeed get a free Prime subscription to use on Twitch with your subscription. So if you'd like to chuck it our way, we'd appreciate the extra buck. But if not, at least chuck that at someone. You might as well use it. You've got it. Flaunt it if you've got it. Got it. Flaunt it if you've got it. Bye, sexy.
They need to have Rocket Power in there as well. Do you remember Rocket Power?
No, what's Rocket Power?
It's like a bunch of 12-year-olds who think they're doing extreme sports and stuff.
What the fuck? I don't remember this at all. Not Nickelodeon, but did you ever watch Codename Kids Next Door?
No.
Oh my fucking god, Ash. Look this shit up later. Look Codename Kids Next Door up. It is the fucking bomb. It is the best. I think it was a Cartoon Network show.
Let's have a
look.
Oh my god.
God.
Yeah, Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I'm going to type this in. Codename Kids Next Door. Fucking show. What a show.
Okay.
D. Bradley Baker. Jennifer Hale. There's some voices in here. Pennywise the Clown. I mean, Penny Whistle Gilligan Jr. Mark Hamill. Heard of him? Best intro too. Where's the intro? Let me watch it. Theme song. Show me that theme song. Yes. Yes, bitch. That's some Sly Cooper fucking shit. Oh yeah.
Don't worry, I was recording too.